Chandler Smith signs with Chevrolet. Does Toyota have a driver development problem? Let's talk about it. Coming up next. What's going on? Hope you're doing good today. All right, Kaulig has announced its driver lineup, and AJ Allmendinger and Justin Haley will be on the Cup side of things. They're trying to get a deal ironed out with Daniel Hemrick on the Xfinity side of things, but the other Xfinity Series driver that they have signed is Chandler Smith, and Chandler Smith had some very interesting comments. Let's take a look at what he had to say here from Bob Pockris.
I've been part of TRD and been a driver of TRD for the past 6-7 years, and they've had a path for me, and their path for me next year was to go full-time Xfinity. And I had different options. I had multiple options where I could go, but at the end of the day, I had to take a step back and take off my TRD hat. I had to put on my family hat for a minute and say, what is the best opportunity for me and my family long term? And I don't think it's any secret that Kaulig Racing is going to be a powerhouse, and it already is in Xfinity, and they will be in Cup one day as well. So I'm 20 years old. I have a lot of time to grow, and these guys are really excited for me to come, and I want to go somewhere that they're going to invest in me, and they want me to come, and that's exactly what this place wanted.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would say, well, JGR could have some openings, but I think that you're probably more confident, I guess, that
I'm
if
way
you
more
perform
confident
here,
yes.
that.
So you see there, he said he had to do what's best for him and his family, and that leads to the question, is TRD, do they have this bad perception from younger drivers that there is no career path to get to the Cup Series or something like that? I say that because they, for the longest time, only had 4 cars. Then with the addition of 2311, they now have 6 cars. But with those 2 cars at 2311 being filled by young guys, we know that Denny Hamlin and Martin Truex Jr. are going to age out, so there's 2 spots. But it seems to be one of those spots are definitely being held for John Hunter Nemechek. Chandler Smith, in my opinion, seems to think he was not one of the favored drivers coming up. Possibly Corey Heim or somebody like that. He saw them as one of the guys that are going to be plugged in. He might have had some inside information to that. But just take a look at this meme and the perception of it from everybody around the racing sport, at least all the fans around the racing sport. This is how many drivers Toyota has lost in the minds of fans. And like I said, that is twofold. Part of that is because they only had 4 cars for the longest time for those drivers to go into. The other part of it is TRD, the Toyota Racing Development Program, is way, way too big. It is way too big. They've got too many good drivers, and you get all these good drivers at the same time, and then there's nowhere for them to go. So part of the problem is, and it's a good problem, and I'm really glad that TRD is putting a lot of money into these young kids. I would like to see Chevrolet and Ford also step up and put this type of money into younger drivers as well. But part of the problem is they don't have anywhere for them to go. So eventually you are going to have to lose these guys. So where I think the public perception is TRD might be in trouble because they keep losing all of this really good talent, I don't think that they are really in trouble in the grand scheme of things because they do have a really good driver development program. Unfortunately, their problem is actually the other thing. They don't have anywhere for them to go. They need more Cup Series teams, to be totally honest. Their driver development program is spot on. What they actually need is 1 or 2 more Cup Series teams to put these really good drivers into when they hit their potential in the lower divisions. So I do think they have a problem, but I don't think the problem is actually the driver development. Their problem is more or less they don't have any cars. Well, what do you think about it? Let me know down below in the comments. I'll try to get to as many of them as I can. If you made it this far, feel free to subscribe. Your subscriptions really help this channel, and I really appreciate them a lot. And that's all I got for you. Thanks for your time. Peace.